Hello guys. Welcome to this your English class. All right. So good morning, good afternoon. It depends any of the time that you're watching this video. So today we are going to finish, which is the Unit 3. All right. So we're going to be talking about my kind of town. So what is your kind of city? How is that the city of your dreams where you would like to spend your whole life? All right, so today we are going to be talking about this topic. Also, we're going to take a look to the vocabulary of the lesson B and two grammars actually that they are very easy for you guys. So please just pay attention and don't get unfocused from this part. Okay, so focus on it. Let's take a look to this part. Okay, so here we have two different series, right? That they're just describing those cities. This exciting large city, and this is picturesque little resort town. Okay, so look how picturesque is it, right? This word has two different ways to say it, so you're going to see that in the vocabulary that we are going to take a look right away. So here is. All right, so this is the only vocabulary that is missing. The first one is, right, cater to. This is like, is similar to like at, in this case, take care or of something, right? Let me see if I can give you a better explanation. I think actually here I have some examples so you can understand even better. All right, so an example of cater to is, for example, look at this. The restaurant caters for parties, or a local restaurant, all right? You can say cater it or cater it. It doesn't matter which one you want to say, all right? Cater it, the banquet. Okay, so it's like the food that they were giving in a party or something like that, right? The award ceremony will be a catered event. Okay, so in these examples, so it's like when somebody takes care of an activity or a person. All right, if you work in a restaurant, you have to you have to cater the people that is over there. It's like to attend, pretty similar. It's a synonym, we could say that. So the next one is, let me just take a look. All right, so civic pride. Civic pride is like to have pride of your city. All right, when you are so proud about it, like that you love to be from that place. Okay, so for example, you that are most of you are from here, from La Vega. Some I know that you love, if you love your city, if you, we could say, if you defend all of the things that people say about this city, so you are, okay, a pride person of this city, right? So the civic is because of the place where you are exactly. So civic pride. I think all of us, we are civic pride. Los veganos somos buenos todos, dicen, say people say, right? The other one is quaint. Quaint is the synonym of the word picturesque that you saw in the photo over here. Look at this. This is a quaint town. We can say, look, all of the colors, attractions, and all that. So that is considered as a quaint city. The other one is resident. Of course, the people who live in a place, right? Those are the residents. Rivalry. Okay, so as you know, a rival is like the competition. It's a synonym of competition that you have. They're all, for all the time. It's been a rivalry with the people from Santo Domingo and from Santiago, the Cibao. Well, actually, we can say that the two different edges, like, all right, so La Capital or El Cibao. That They are in a reverie all the time. Slow paced. Slow pace is just in a, we can say, is the synonym also a slow pace, right? When you are walking slow, relaxed, okay? So in a slow pace. And the last one is a stereotype, okay? The stereotype, um, we're going to look up from an example that we had over here. Let me see if I can copy it. No, I can't. So a stereotype meaning. No, well, let's look up an example. So look what they say. All right. So the stereotype is also a synonym of cliché, okay, or received idea. They have two different meanings as a noun and as a verb. All right. So they say this is an example: a widely held but fixed and oversimplified image or idea of a particular type of person or thing. Right. So what are our stereotypes? All right, so just this word is used a lot, by the way, in psychology and all those things. All right, so the next one is, let's see. Oh well, no, sorry, that was the last one. If you still have doubts about this vocabulary, this is a vocabulary. Some of this vocabulary is not really common about it. Just reverie, residence, those one, yes. But take a look to the meanings of them, create sentences using them, all right? And you will learn it right away. All right, so this is something that I need guys you complete. You have to complete this description with the description that we have over here below. Okay, you are going to put it up in these spaces that you have. All right. So this is from vocabulary, also an exercise, so you can continue working on that. And we have the grammar, but actually we're going to open this one because it's even better. It's even better. All right, so the orders of modifiers. This is a topic that lots of people get confused a lot because they don't know the exactly order that they have to say it, but it doesn't matter in which order in spoken English when you're speaking, which one you say, okay? But when we are writing, you need to know that part of the grammar that there is, in this case, an order. All right, so of those modifiers, modifiers actually those are like different adjectives, okay, that help you to give a better description of a noun, okay, of an object. For example, the order that we have here, most of the time the people just say the shape of the object, the color, and the material. Something that you have to know is that we don't use more than 3 in a description because it's like a little tiring and very weird when we use it, right? So only 3 or 2 or 1 that you use, it's okay. All right, but here we're going to be using 3. The first one is the quality of something, all right, like quaint, picturesque, which is almost the same. Expensive, those, that is the regarding this part. Now the size, in the size we have a small or little, all right, or average. All of this is regarding the size. Then after that goes the shape. Okay, in the shape we are going to be talking, for example, windy. We're talking about a street over here. So we can say windy, like quaint little windy streets. All right. As you see, only 3 descriptions. Then after that goes the age, that if it's old, if it's new, if it's really old. So you can use that part. The colors is the next. Brightly colored, neutral color, right? Blue, red, all of that is going to be in this part. Then after that goes the type. In the type, if it's for example, here they talking about hotel, so we could say it's a resort. If it's a Thai, or if it's from if a Brazilian, a Dominican, that is the type. A Dominican object, or it doesn't matter what. So, and the last one is the material. If it's wooden, so wooden is like the material, for example, of this guitar. This is wood. In this case, wooden guitar. And we have here, after that, which is the noun. Like I said, you can use the ones that describe the most. Okay, in this case, the object that you are describing. For example, if I am going to describe this guitar that I have here, I get the guitar because it's pretty close to me. So if I want to describe this guitar, I'm going to say, hey guys, look at this big, all right, so I'm using size. Look at this big, old, so that is size and age, all right, a Spanish guitar. As you saw, I was only using those three. Size, all right, the age, because it's the one that must, in this case, describe this object, this guitar, because it's very old. It's almost 20 years, this guitar. And the type, that is the Spanish, because it's from Spain. So look at this big, old Spanish guitar. Okay, so that is when we are giving a long description about this object. All right, so you can do the same with other objects that maybe you have in your house, and try to practice, okay, because this is pretty useful when we are using them, right, or describing those kind of objects. Great. So if there is also any questions that maybe you might have about this grammar, remember I already attached a video talking about, right, the orders of modifiers over here. Okay, so it is, I think, from the same book, from the passages, the explanation. So go ahead and take 6 minutes to watch that video after this. All right, so now let's continue with the other one, which is the connecting, constructing ideas. This is very, very useful as well. So there are 3 different ways to connect those ideas, all right? We use, for example, to begin an adverb clause, or to begin an independent clause, and the other one is to begin a noun phrase. All right, so in the first one, to begin an adverb clause, we have to use the words, for example, although or even though. Maybe you would say, teacher, we have seen that before, but I don't know what exactly is the difference between although and even though. All right, so although we use it like in general when we want, like with this is to begin the adverb clause, and even though we use it to give more emphasis to what we are saying. Okay, so although also it has a particularity usage with this one, because we use it at the beginning of the sentence. For example, look at these ones that we have here. I would like to live in a small town someday, even though I love all the opportunities in big cities. So it's like, even though it's like, no matter what, all right? We can say, today I am going to the beach, even though it is raining. Okay, so I am giving, in this case, the usage of even though. I'm saying that no matter, it doesn't matter if it's raining, I am going to the beach. Although we say, although I love all the opportunities in big cities, I like to live in a small town someday. Okay, so the same. In spoken English, it doesn't matter in which of the two you use. So for that reason, they are together because they are that both of them have the same meaning. Okay, so you can use also even though at the beginning. You're going to see a lot of different usage that the people say. Okay, so don't worry about it. The other one is to begin an independent clause. For this one, we have to use the transitions words like however, nevertheless, or on the other hand. Okay, so over here we have to be careful because you have to note the the punctuation, right, with the transition word. So we use a comma after that word. Uh, Here we have the examples. I love big cities. However, or on the other hand, I would like to live in a small town someday. Okay, so it's like that you're giving like a contrast with that. Okay, and these ones like however and nevertheless. Okay, both of them means the same. Okay, we use it. On the other hand, is that it's like when you're giving like another explanation. But however and nevertheless, the two of them, they have the same usage. All right, it doesn't matter if we use however or nevertheless. The people from United Kingdom, most of them, they love to use however. They say however, and they don't use a lot this one, nevertheless. I love big cities. Nevertheless, or however, I'd like to live in a small town someday. Okay, so this is actually the transition that they are doing. Look at here. You need to put a comma after this word that is like the connector of two different sentences. And the last one, which is the number 3, we is to begin a noun phrase. So when we're beginning a noun phrase, we have to use the prepositions despite or in spite of. So here is the same as although and even though. They have the same usage. They don't mean the same, but I mean despite and although. But despite and in spite of, they have both the same meaning and the same usage. Okay? For example, despite all the opportunities in big cities, all right, I'd like to live in a small town someday. Okay? So this is actually the usage that we are given to this one. In spite of, that has the same use of even though, like I would like to live in a small town someday in spite of all the opportunities in big cities. Okay, so they are regardingly in this case through the same to the same contrast of the sentence. Remember, here you don't need to put commas like in the number 2 in this part. So you can use it. It doesn't matter if you use in spite of at the beginning, all right, or despite in the middle. No worry at all. Okay. So let me give you, if you are a little bit confused with this, let me give you some easy examples that you can see, some easy sentences. I wrote some sentences here already, so you can just take a look at that. With although and with even though, let's start. We say, although we don't agree, I think she is a brilliant speaker. Okay? The same happens with even though. Even though we don't agree, I think she's a brilliant speaker. Okay? As you see, the same meanings in both sentences. With in spite of or despite. In spite of the law, people continue to use mobile phones while driving, which is something not good at all. Okay, despite the law, people continue, all right, to use mobile phones while driving. Another one with in spite of is, or despite, in spite of, in spite of the pain, the ouch, the pain in his leg, he completed the marathon. All right, so it was like he was with a pain on his leg, but that was not, in this case, right, something that not let him complete it, all right, or not let him continue uh, walking or running. So here we have, those are this part of the grammar. If you have, guys, any question regarding this, please just text me, let me know. I let also some conjunctions of contrast that is the same what I was saying right now with this. This is pretty short. Okay, and here let me see if I can play this for you. Give me just a second. Just a moment.
Today we're going to talk
Because it's pretty short. All right. I hope you can listen this.
Today we're going to talk about conjunctions of contrast. We're going to focus on three main conjunctions: although or even though, which is followed by a subject verb; despite or in spite of, which is followed by a gerund or a noun; and however, which is often found alone and at the beginning of a sentence. Let's look at this example. Here we see a boy. He studied hard all week, but he failed the test. Here we see a contradiction. We can state this contradiction in three ways. Although plus subject verb. Although he studied, he failed the test. Despite plus noun or gerund. Despite studying, he failed the test. Or despite his studies, he failed the test. And the last way we can state this is, he studied, period, however, comma, he failed the test. All three of these sentences mean the same thing, but they're formatted a little differently. Let's look at another example. It was raining. She went to the beach. These sentences are contradictory. We can say this in three ways. Although it was raining, she went to the beach. Here, although is followed by a subject verb. We can also say, despite the rain, she went to the beach. Here, despite is followed by a noun, the rain. The third way we can say this is, it was raining, period, however, comma, she went to the beach.
Okay, so there, wait. All right, great. So there you got it. It was a really clear exercise, the ones that she was showing you. All right, so guys, as always, remember, I don't see, some of you just text me on WhatsApp to clarify any doubts. Please, please, I need you to tell me, all right, when you don't understand something. Okay, it is really important, because then you're going to stay with a puzzle here, and you will not understand when somebody maybe is talking using those different grammars or vocabularies. All right, so see you in this case on the next time. All right, so there is something that I have to tell you, but I will write it up on the group. Okay, that is about your final exposition that you will have. in order to complete the final oral evaluations. All right, so it was a pleasure to be with you for today, guys. See you in the next time. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. In the comments, leave please one sentence using one of these grammar, no matter in which one you want to use, okay? Or although, even though, despite, or the other hand. So with one of them, write a comment below. And now, yes, take care.